G'day traders, John here from Crypto Candlestick Trading, doing an update on Bitcoin and the US markets. There's a few here with the crypto markets that look pretty good, but the whole crypto market's just not looking all that strong at the moment. I'd much rather be in the US market. Let's just go through a few of these and have a look. This is Bitcoin on the daily chart. Actually, I'm going to separate this. We'll just make it into a two chart kind of a thingy. And so we'll have at the top, we'll have the daily, and down at the bottom we'll have the weekly chart. So here we go. We've got Bitcoin daily chart, Bitcoin weekly chart. And so looking at this, actually I'm going to change this, sorry, 2 seconds. We'll make it a little bit better. Righto, so the daily is on the left, and on the right hand side is the it's the weekly chart. So if we have a look at the weekly chart, we can see that we bounced on the 50 quite nicely, and we've got a hammer, which is reversal material. So we're finding good support here, which is good. One thing we can see here as well is beautiful engulfing. Up the top here we've got a hangman, another hangman straight after. And then we've got a little bit of weakness up here, coming to these tops here. And then all of a sudden we've got an engulfing. This is perfect reversal here, but come down straight to support on the 50 on the weekly chart with Bitcoin. On the daily chart, doesn't look all that exciting, to be honest. I just want to do one more thing with Bitcoin before I move on. And we'll just have a look at the longer term thing of Bitcoin. So this is the sort of thing that I'm looking at with Bitcoin here for the long term. This is where we're going with this. So I'm looking at kind of a big cup and a handle sort of base there. Now get rid of these drawings here so we can kind of see a little bit clearer. And so, let me just delete those. And so if we have a look at this over here, what we can see is we've had a massive big cup. We've got first base here, second base, and then third base. But one thing we can actually see with the cup here on this side, I'll just get rid of these drawings, and we can see that the handle wedges down, which is a very positive thing. So it's high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, supportive action on the 50. So this is actually a good looking kind of a handle sort of thing that's, forming. It hasn't done anything wrong yet, and we'll just have to wait and see what it does. The main part is when it breaks out above these highs here, that's where we want to be, or even find a reversal from here. That's where we want to be involved in this market. But at the meantime, I'm just not really there with, looking at this. It's just not very, I don't know, it's just not strong. You can kind of see that there's delay, on the daily charts. I do like this. We've got the biggest volume here, which signifies there's lots and lots of buying that came in here, and we can see the result the next few days after it. But we're below all the major moving averages, so we'll just have to wait and see what the weekly does. All right, moving on. RV. Now RV, have a look at this on the weekly chart. Like that looks, that's quite good on the weekly chart there. Got an engulfing, closing above all the moving averages now. Here on the daily chart, we are seeing a little bit of it's positive action here. Low, high, low, high, not quite a higher high really. Actually, we can't really say that because we don't have a higher high at this stage. Got a low, a high, a higher low, only just, and we do have a higher high there, but it's very scrappy. Like this is more kind of a sideways sort of thing here, but we can see here we're getting engulfing there. We're getting engulfing there, another engulfing here, and another engulfing here. So we got 4 engulfings off the 50. So it seems like it's taking a fair while to get started. Anyway, that's RV. Let's move on to Tron next. Tron here on the weekly chart is looking pretty positive. Here on the daily chart, it's the same again. We've got lows, highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, and just looking at potentially breaking this high here. Firstly, before we do that though, we need to break this downtrending line. And I'll get rid of those drawings again so they don't pop up on all of them. Alright, let's move on. Tron. EGLD. So this is where I see most of the cryptos looking at this stage here. So we'll just go through these pretty quickly sort of thing. But we can kind of see that there's no real directional bias to it. We've got a nice happening thing on the 50 but support, which is really good. Look at the volume here. That's beautiful looking volume on the weekly chart there. We've got the biggest volume spike here on the low. It signified a lot of buying happened again. It's pushed up and now it's come back down below all the moving averages. But here on the 50, finding support, so it's pretty good. ADA. Let's have a look at ADA. So ADA still it's just moving down still, below everything. It's just moving down. So here, this again, same again. We're making highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows. So same again, EGLD. Moving on. Same again. So we can kind of get the picture that through a lot of these, it's kind of sideways, sort of negative, sort of trading action. It's not really the sort of thing that it's just not exciting sort of stuff. It's not the sort of thing that I'm looking at, putting money into the market, because if you look at it, it's just a continuous declining market, even though we've seen a bit of buying coming in. We've seen reversal there and big buying coming in, and we've got supportive action on the major moving averages with the weekly charts. So those kind of things are looking pretty good, but we're not. Like we can see that for the last 3 or 4 months or whatever, we've kind of been heading down, and just kind of waiting for that turnaround or that bit of a push to go to the north, and we haven't got that yet. So anyway, Dot. So we don't have that at this stage here. So I will be through a few of these, and we can kind of get the idea, the general picture. There's only a few that I'll put up the top there that were worth discussing, and the rest of it is just like this. It's just not very exciting. So moving on, there's 5 minutes to that, guys. So let's go on to some crypto stocks before we get into the US markets, and we'll just go through some of these crypto stocks actually. And so here we can see with the US market, we had a massive decline, and then we've got a reversal straight away. So this gap down from here, the close here, gap down all the way down here, and then it traded low, and then it came back through the open and turned green. Then it went up and went through the 200 moving average, which is a very positive sign. And here we're just kind of gone up from there. And this on the daily chart, Robinhood Markets, and this is on the weekly chart over here with Robinhood Markets. Have a look at this volume here that's accumulating here on the weekly chart. Like this is looking pretty good, hey. And this is a phase 1, phase 2. We're breaking out. Like this here to me is just textbook perfect. I like this here. This here, once it goes up, pulls back, shows a little bit of comfort on the 50. I'll be looking for an entry for that going north. This one here, so we can see here we've got a little bit of supportive action on the 50 there, which is pretty good. Here, I don't really like that very much though on the daily chart. We'll just have to wait and see what it looks like on the 50. Sorry, on the weekly charts. Now with Nvidia, if we have a look at Nvidia, so where's my last entry with Nvidia? I think my last entry was right here with Nvidia. And so, it went up and I ended up getting out. I think it's the second engulfing. I started unloading around about there. Anyway, we come back down and now we've headed up. And but one thing to look at here is that this looks really good. So, the part that looks really good is we've got an we've got a kicker signal. So this gap down and then traded up, turned green, traded up, and then it's gone up and then traded down, but couldn't come back down and breach this low here. So then we get another buying the next day, and then we're getting a kicker signal closing above the 9. Now we've got an engulfing closing above the 50. So this looks good, but the only problem is, it just goes straight up. It needs to have some sort of a break. Like let's say for example, like it's gone and pushed through, and then it's had a pullback before it took off. And so that's the sort of thing that I'm after. Over here, I want it to push up, pull back a little bit before it, a break and a retest of the 50 is what I'm after. But we do have earnings coming up pretty soon, so yeah, earnings on the 28th. Let's go through a few more of these. This is on the crypto stocks. So here we've got supportive action on the 50. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, but that's about it. Here's supportive action on the 50. That's about it. I've got a small holding in CLSK and MARA. Have a look at the volume and stuff. I'm actually just holding them because I'm waiting to position myself substantially in these two here. So yep, that's CLSK, MARA. Yep, looking at that, there's yep, just not much there. Coin. So here we're gap down on the 50 and bounced nicely. That's pretty good there. I do like Coin. I know there's a lot of institutional investors in Coin, so that's we also need to keep in mind these are crypto stocks. The US markets, crypto, so like whether it's Robinhood or like some sort of a trading platform or whatever. Some of these are miners too. Look at that, advanced micro devices. Look at this beautiful engulfing coming off there. Anyway, that's on the weekly chart. Let's keep on moving through. Here, look at this new holdings. So here, like this is only $14 too. Yeah. So here we've gapped down. Bounce on the 50, massive volume, and now we've broken a new high. Look at that. This is that's looking very strong new holdings. This one here. Let's have a look at this one. So yeah, it's like gap down on the 200 and then taken off. So here it's on the 50. So that's on the daily chart and the weekly chart over on the right hand side. MicroStrategy. Yep, a little bit of sideways sort of action, bouncing on the 200, bouncing on the 50. Yep, it's kind of like okay. Righto, it's gapped down and reversed and gone straight back through the 50. Through the 200. Now we've gone through the 9. So yeah, things are looking pretty good. We'll just do one or two more and then we'll move on. Here again, same gap down, back through the moving averages. Hut 8. I'd also want to have a look at this one here as well. But and even though it's not looking all that good, we've got supportive action on the 200, but it's just kind of okay. I want to see some real entries turn up with these crypto stocks, because I don't want to be on it. But in the meantime, while there's no real entries, I'm just not interested in buying it, because it's just not worth risking your money if it's got a high chance of if it's only a mediocre sort of entry. It's just not really that good. Yeah, right, not much there. All right, let's move on from crypto stocks and let's have a look at no, not IPO. What do we have? That's US top 50 today. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so here we go. So I'm in this one here. I bought into this one here the other day. So when it broke up above here, I got alerted, and I was looking for an entry in around here. So I ended up getting in at 285, I believe it was. So yeah, let's just mark that up there somewhere. So 280. I'm sure it's 285. Yeah, 286, whatever. Anyway, so this is my entry price here, and so this is a new. So 23.55 is a real entry price for this risky IPO. So this is obviously an IPO. So if we have a look at this one here. So it opened up here at this price, so $19.56 around about is where it opened, and it's just kind of gone sideways, sort of choppy sort of action. But one thing that it has done is it's opened, tried to find its way. It's gone up, down, lower high, lower low, breaking these previous ones, massive big push with buying pressure. And now it's come back up and gone and breached these highs here. So that's the reason why I ended up getting into this one here. I wanted to actually buy it when it broke this high here, but I was getting a little bit late and I ended up getting in there. So anyway, I got myself in a comfortable position, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. This is either going to bounce here and find supportive action, which it looks like it's doing so far, and then I'm going to take off. Let's just have a look. There was one thing. Oh no, that wasn't it. Okay, all right, moving on. Yeah, so this is one that I wanted to look at. We've got supportive action on the 50 and engulfing, and stochastics are oversold. So things are looking. This is like a nice looking entry. This one here, I do like this one. I don't like the red volume that's all over it though, and I don't like the results from earnings and sales. But this is a good setup. But really, if earnings and sales are not. When you're talking about US stocks and stuff like that, if your earnings and sales aren't up like a substantial amount, you just might as well not worry about going in there, because this really has nowhere real to go, because like the big institutional investors aren't going to be buying something that's got bad results. So you get amateur investors here that are going to buy it and possibly drive it up, and like this is a 100% move almost, so we could get a good move from here, but I'd rather be buying where the big boys are buying. This one here, I'm looking at buying this on Monday. So this one here, lows, highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, and we've got a kicker signal here, beautiful, nice and strong, and then we've got an engulfing. So this one here, I want to be buying above this area here, and with my stops a little bit low, probably, I don't know, maybe my stop's going to be way too far away there. Anyway, we'll have a look here on this engulfing, say for example, maybe there. All right, let's have a look at a few others. App. So this one here, we've got a nice supportive bounce on the 200, and I'm looking for a break of this one here. Let's have a look and see what the earnings. Okay, so up 20% on the earnings, and on the sales we're down barely anything. Nvidia, let's have a look at Nvidia. We had a look at Nvidia before. So this is the 5 distribution days, and then have a look at that. We've got engulfing, and then engulfing, second one closing below the 9. Now, if you have a look at that previous one there, let's just have a look at this here. So, where was it? So here we are. We've got an engulfing pattern that happened there, and a second engulfing there. And then we come through. Now we've got a third engulfing that's closed through the 9 here. So you should have been selling something back here, but this one here should have been like a telltale sign to say maybe we should be moving on. Anyway, that one there, and we came back down. Then we found support and strength, and then anyway, I ended up buying this engulfing here I was looking at, but I think I ended up buying above this previous high here. But then we've come up, had a nice run, engulfing, second engulfing, closing by the 9. And now I found supportive action and strong action here at this, and I'm looking for a pullback for a second entry on that one there. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, I am looking at this one here as well. We've got a kicker signal, we've got a nice supportive action, happening on the 200, and then we've got a kicker signal closing above the 50 on increased volume. Stochastics oversold, I do like it. Here's a piercing signal. So this piercing signal, you'll see these happen, and these have a very high success rate when it comes to candlestick reversal patterns, and this is a piercing pattern. So all the selling that happened here, it gapped down and opened lower, and then it's traded through the open of this one here, and then almost to the top of this one here. So any selling that happened there was completely dominated by the buyers coming in the next day and demolishing all their work. So Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, I'm looking at that one there, and TGXT, I'm looking at that one there for a buy potentially on Monday. Well, hang on, I'm already in MRX. I'm looking for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines and TG Therapeutics, I believe it is. This one here, I do like this one as well. Let's just have a look at that one there a little bit closer. Let's have a look at the earnings on this one here. So up 50% on the earnings and up 2.37% on the sales. So the estimates were 317 million, and they got 324 million in sales, which is pretty good. And now we're back again above the major moving averages, or like 200 anyway, and 9. We'll just go through a few more of these. It's 15 minutes in. I'll call it pretty soon. Here, so gone up, nice. Bounce on the 50, nice. Yep, that's okay. That's about all. Here, so what are we looking at here? I thought we saw, divergence. That's what it is here. So this one here, Vital Farms, I do like this one a lot, because if you look at this one here, it's just a very easy mover. Like it doesn't give any major surprises. It just kind of, trades along its merry way, bounces on the 50, breaking new highs. Yep, nice. Does the same again. Bounces, finds support on the 21 moving average, and then here, and then all of a sudden collapses here. So if we look at that as a longer term kind of a thing, it's actually looking pretty good. And another thing we can see as well is that when we're looking at, let's just have a look there and see if we can get a trend line going down there. Because as soon as it breaks this trend line from there, we can just make the trend line try to fit the best we can. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as it's, got 3 touches. And so the 3 touches that I'm looking at there are 1 touch, 2 touch, and 3 touch right there. So once we come around, and break this downtrending line here, I'm going to be looking for entries on this one here. So Vital Farms, you can see here it's just a nice mover. Hopefully we come down to the 200 and get the supportive bounce there. But anyway, we'll just have to wait and see. Monday.com, let's have a look at that one. I did like this one here. Monday.com, I was looking for an entry here, and I didn't end up getting into it. I do like it. And the thing is, we're still in buy zone right now. So this buy zone right here, anywhere up around about here, you can put your stops below here and, just there you go. But, to me, this is supportive action. It's strong. We've had a nice big push now, and let's have to wait and see what happens from here on. What's the earnings say on this one? Oh, yeah, earnings and sales are good too. Let's have a look at that. So the earnings are up 67%, which is pretty good. So the estimates was 56 cents, and the reported was 94 cents. Very good. And the estimates here were 229 for 236, so 3% increase, which is still pretty good. But anyway, look at that. That's a rocket booster on support. And now we've gone up, had 3 days of indecision, declining volume. And then this one here, even though it's declining volume, we haven't had a follow-through day. If we get a follow-through day breaking these highs here, that's the entry. Actually, just to make it a little bit more, let's just do this for real, shall we? Alerts, and let's go through. I'm looking up at the numbers here. I want to see the high. So the high here on this candle is 265.97. So let's say $266. So we go 266. So all I want to do is know when it happens. So like I'll be loaded at that time when it happens, and then I'll be able to trade accordingly. Okay, so let's we'll probably call it quits very soon. Actually, this one here showing good strength coming out of this nice base. It's quite an ugly base. It's not really a nice base. This one here, look at that supportive action, gap down, massive big push, good volume too. Stochastics oversold. Yeah, that looks like Iris Energy. That's good. And Texas Roadhouse. Scrappy, ugly. CrowdStrike. We'll have a look at this one here. So I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, Bill Gates, his 365 shit itself and it started heading down. Anyway, this is CrowdStrike, the cyber security, and if we have a look at the cyber security, how it tanked after Bill Gates's, and I found it quite funny actually. The RNC speech that Donald Trump did. This actually went down after, as soon as that finished. This went down, and CrowdStrike, kicked into action, and then that's what happened. So. All right, we'll just do a couple more others. CLS, yeah, we'll just have a look. Let's just have a look. Here, yep, nice big push. That's about it. now. And this one here, I got into this one the other day, and this is round about up here. I got into it, came back down, stopped me out. Anyway, that's anyway round about where we're at for that. Hims and hers. This is a medical thing that I am liking this actually. So here we've come, we've gone up, created a box section sort of thing. Now we've got buying coming back in here on the base of these lows here. And now we've come into very, very tight trading. Stochastics are oversold. I'm expecting some sort of a bounce or a push up above the 9 EMA on this one here. But anyway, we'll wait and see. We've got to trade what the market tells us, not what we think the market's going to do. Ollie, I did get into Ollie, but I got stopped out. So here, I got into Ollie up here somewhere. I was thinking this was a high tight flag, breakout, and collapsed. And I don't remember if I lost 0.5% or 1% on that one. But anyway. Yep, not much here. Right, traders. I think I'll give it a rest at this one here. Look at that on the weekly chart engulfing. Look at the volume that's picked up here. That's nice. I do like that. Look at this here, massive big push. Let's just have a look at that. So look at this one here. That's that rocket booster that we just saw on the other one there. That's nice. I do like that one. Right, traders. I'm 21 minutes in. I could just keep going, but I've got to stop. Okay, traders. If you have any questions about your charts, please let me know. More than happy to talk about charts, and I'm a lot more interested in the US market at the stage here. It's had a nice big push with the US market, so let's have a quick look at SPY. Let's check out the SPY. I mean, there's just that's very, very strong. Let's go to the Qs instead. So this is equal weighted Nasdaq. So here, gap down, reversed. All of them pretty much followed and copied the same. So if you have a look here, when it retook the 50 and it come back down, found supportive action, have a look at the result after it. So this is the sort of thing, no guarantees we're going to get it. But if we have a look here, if we come up here and find supportive action on here, this is the sort of thing that I'm looking at buying. Now remember, this is the Nasdaq, the Qs here for the Nasdaq. So anyway, traders, I'll leave that there, and we'll just wait and see what the market does. We just have to wait and see it unfold, and then act accordingly, trade accordingly when it gives us a buy signal, like this one here. Perfect. All right, traders, better go. Talk to you again soon. See ya.